But what if this is a kind of coup? Rudy Giuliani and a number of other people have pointed out that what you're doing is you're trying to impeach a president because A, you feel you're entitled to rule and not him, and B, because you don't like his politics and you don't think you can win in 2020. I'm Dr. Duke, and this is Constitution Corner. And Constitution Corner is our regular segment where we talk about the context of the Constitution, but in the broader context of what's happening in America today. And we talked a little bit previously about impeachment and what impeachment means and how it is taxed to the Congress of the United States constitutionally to bring the charges. It is taxed constitutionally to the U.S. Senate to actually try the case. And interestingly, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court oversees that process. But there is a process related to the Constitution, constitutional process, about treason. And this is, I think, an important one for this day and age. We've become such a softer, gentler nation when it comes to constitutional values. We almost never use the word treason anymore. We have Bo Bergdahl. We've had all the scandals with soldiers. We've had Snowden. It goes on and on. We've got high-ranking Democrat officials also engaging in highly questionable behavior. I mean, to what degree is it possible that Benghazi under Hillary could have been a kind of treason? All sorts of sketchy behavior going back 40, 50 years now. And the United States seems utterly unwilling now. And this doesn't matter if there's a Republican president or a Democrat president, Republican Congress, Republican Senate, doesn't matter. The idea that we would actually use the term treason because it carries such serious consequences. Constitutionally, what are our options? Well, we know that constitutionally treason is something that has to be proven, right? I bring this up because the Democrats, as we all know, right before the impeachment news broke that they were going to go ahead and try to impeach the president, Democrats sort of slipped some language into the procedure, right, that nobody saw, no one was paying attention to. And this language sort of made it easier to incorporate hearsay. No longer do you have to have simply actual demonstrable evidence to impeach a president. Now, thanks to the gerrymandering of the Democrat majority in Congress, hearsay. Hearsay is something that's considered will be taken seriously now in an impeachment process. And that bodes very, very badly for the U.S. Constitution. We are a nation of the rule of law. In fact, you could make an argument that when the Congress of the United States begins to unmake the burden of proof clauses in impeachment, that's kind of treason, isn't it? It's an interesting concept. If the Democrats, to serve themselves in a self-serving way, pave the way for impeachment by changing the rules so hearsay, not actual witnesses, but something that somebody might have heard somebody else say or somebody who hears something about what somebody else might have done, that now is going to be taken seriously as quote-unquote evidence in an impeachment case. Is that possibly treason? Is it also possibly treason? And again, treason is, as the Constitution makes clear, is a capital offense. It's one of those things that if you can be proven, in the original constitutional statutes, there have to be at least two eyewitnesses to have seen the treasonous behavior. No hearsay or a absolute confession in court by the guilty party, the treasonous party. So you have to have more than the usual boundaries of proof to convict somebody of treason. But this begs a question, right? Many are already talking about the fact that this is a coup, that the Democrats really, and look, those of us who've read the complaints and we've seen the transcripts, this is very thin gruel. There's nothing here to accuse the president substantially of treason, of impeachment-worthy crimes, high crimes and misdemeanors. But what if this is a kind of coup? Rudy Giuliani and a number of other people have pointed out that what you're doing is you're trying to impeach a president because A, you feel you're entitled to rule and not him, and B, because you don't like his politics, and you don't think you can win in 2020. This is the big story, right? Treason. Is it treason? It would be treason. If you are trying to hamper or hamstring a president to make your election possibilities higher, if you're doing this because you disagree radically with his politics and you want to kneecap him, to injure him and his campaign so that it makes it much harder for him to win in the next election, I would argue that that's treason. And guess what? We've got more than two witnesses for this. We've got a nation sitting by and watching this, a whole nation who's seeing it happen here. Donald Trump will be the first president, if he's impeached in the Congress, who will be impeached for process, right? We've never liked him. We've never proven anything against him. We don't have a lot of evidence. The Russia collusion gate became a huge, big nothing burger. We've accused him of 24 things, haven't proven any of them. We don't have any evidence. It's why they want hearsay now, right? And it seems to me that the money shot for all of this is the Democrats don't even really care if he's going to be impeached. If they thought they could win in 2020, about a year away, they would just work the election. But they're terrified they won't. So they're engaging in what I would call treasonable behavior. And so the entire Democrat caucus and many progressive talking heads, much of the mainstream media now is engaging in this bloodless coup, attempted coup against the president, which is itself a kind of treason. And so unless something more comes out, unless there's a smoking gun here, and there hasn't been for three years of the Donald Trump administration, the real likelihood that we'll ever accuse anyone of treason is slim. But why have a treason clause if it wouldn't count for something like this? Honor the Constitution by understanding it. You can go to thenewamerican.com and jbs.org for much more information and many more shows.